Hey guys, so today we're actually going to be reacting to one of my older repair videos. The King Canada 1500 watt portable generator. It was actually, I believe, the first generator I worked on. What a disaster that thing was. Anyway, let's get started.
3, 2, 1.
Hey guys. Yeah, about that. There's nothing I can say. Sorry. There's nothing. So today, I got this King Canada Power Force 1500 watt gasoline generator because apparently it doesn't run anymore. The owner last year tried it out and it didn't run for them, so they put it up for sale for this year, and I thought, what the heck, I picked it up. I'm going to make sure the engine runs and that it generates power. So I'm going to I actually remember the conversation I had with them, and the girl told me, the one that sold it to me, told me that the carburetor wasn't carbureting. Those were her words. I'm going to give it a shot of carb cleaner in the air box and see what happens. Hopefully it both turns over. That's a new thing. Turns over and generates power. But first things first, let's check the oil.
No, it's low on oil.
Now the interesting thing is it actually wasn't low on oil. You're only supposed to fill it up to the top of the threads, and I believe it was because it's on a little bit, my driveway where it is on a little bit of a slope, because so the water runs away from the house and runs down to the street, so it gave the false impression that it was low on oil, but actually it was fine.
Add a little bit of oil and we'll try it out. Just putting in some used 0W20 from my car.
Yeah, it's not going to hurt it.
Just for testing.
Yeah, see, that made such a mess of oil. Like it was a disaster.
A little bit of a mess.
So when you heard me say good, that was because when I was putting it in, I put it in once and I tried to twist it in and it didn't want to line up the threads properly, and then the second time it started to go in, so I said, oh good, and it went in properly. Because, you know, plastic oil cap, yeah, sometimes the threads might be a little buggered. They're actually fine on this, but if you don't catch them right, I actually didn't mean to put the oil funnel right in this spot, right in front. It just kind of worked out that way.
All right, so hook up the air cleaner. Okay, didn't quite get up to speed.
So if you heard that time when I was spraying it,
I wasn't actually getting it into the carburetor. I kind of left the choke flap closed. So I was just spraying it onto the choke flap. Quite likely it flooded the engine.
You know, it wants to fire. Tried once. Okay, so next thing's done. It's gonna have to check for spark. Let's give it a try again. Right, long, bigger one. There we go.
Spark plug socket. It was a tight fit.
Oh, she's pretty fouled, eh? Yeah, it's pretty gummed up. But doesn't necessarily mean we won't get spark. We just quickly clean it off, and then we'll try and test it for spark. I'm gonna spray some carb clean right inside. I'm gonna put the spark plug back and try it again. Let's try this first, and then we'll try for spark. Or testing for spark.
So today, if I were to do the same process, I've got the inline spark checker, so I just would have used an inline spark checker and checked and seen, hey, does this thing have spark or not? But I believe here I didn't have an inline spark checker quite yet.
I don't think we have spark. All right.
Cleaning it all.
Okay, so let's see if there's spark.
This is a pretty good way to test for spark.
I'd say we got spark. All right. Do we have enough compression? Okay, so at this point, I'm going to take it inside, put it on the bench, and then we'll really start to tear into it and find out exactly what's going on. Okay, so we're inside. I just want to take a look at the carburetor and see what's going on in there. And hopefully we can get this thing to fire off again and run like it's supposed to. Let's start taking apart the carburetor. Let's have a look inside and see what's going on. I'm stuck. I'm stuck on something. 10 mil.
Yeah, my garage is usually a little bit of a disaster, so it's very easy for me to get stuck on things. I'm not sure what I was stuck on.
It's stuck on here.
Yeah, I seem to have this weird problem. So I don't know if you saw the recent video where I had a Poulan chainsaw, and I had the exact same problem with the air filter housing. It got stuck on the carb bolts. It didn't matter how hard I tried, I couldn't get them off. And so, I mean, look at this. I mean, obvious, it's just something that plagues me. This is before I was using multiple cameras. I was just using the one camera. I think I had
I don't expect
two
there to be
phones,
anything
but
inside
yeah.
the carb.
So I got in the
Fuel is
camera
off.
view.
Now, I'm just going to be ready for any surprises. I'm going to check the bowl first to make sure. Okay, so again, 10 mil. Yeah, I didn't think so. There's nothing in it. In fact, this is really clean. Look at that.
Yeah, that carburetor is really
This is well stored. I have a lot of hope for this one. All right, so I have no idea why it wasn't running with that carburetor. Oh, that was just a grommet from the airplane.
Oh, it's broken anyway. So we'll just cut it.
There's a good chance that I probably broke it.
So I'm sure if there was fuel in the line, it would have leaked out a long time ago. So yeah, it looks good. I mean, it looks clean inside, but we'll clean all the jets and find out what's going on here. Another thing I just noticed, look at this hose. It's completely split all the way up.
Kind of reminds me of Looney Tunes when Bugs Bunny stuck his finger in Elmer Fudd's gun when he fired it and it blew open like a banana. That's what kind of what it reminds me of.
This could be preventing it from running.
Yeah, no, that's not doing anything.
Because this could be a really large air leak. Hopefully it's something clogged in the carburetor. So it's been about a week and I've got 3 carburetors here for this. I took the carburetor off, I took a look at it, and honestly, I didn't see anything wrong with this carburetor. I didn't understand why it wasn't working. But I had ordered some carburetors online.
Also didn't have an
I could
ultrasonic
find
burner.
absolutely no information about this engine. So if we look here, you'd think the information would be on this plaque. Unfortunately, the plastic, I don't know, the sheet that goes over this, because this is just a generalized plaque, and then the information will get put onto a laminated sheet that goes over this, and all the model information, engine serial number will go here in these gray spots. However, as you can see, kind of missing. I did clean up the top a little.
So the funny thing is about that laminated sheet that was on it, it was really windy when I was coming home. And I remember I did see it on there when I picked it up. But when I took it out of my car, a big gust of wind came and just went, whoop, ripped it right off. And I watched it go sailing off down the street. And I was just like, oh, I wonder if that was important. And yeah, it turned out it was pretty important.
Bit. I just want to see how the paint was underneath. Actually, the paint seems to be pretty good, but likely I'm still gonna go and mask all this off and then repaint it so it looks a little bit, well, it looks nicer instead of being all faded, and clearly it's been left in the sun. So since I couldn't find any information on this engine, it took me a little bit, but I was able to figure out that, for one, this is actually a Yamaha, not a Honda core, and two, I kind of actually found out what engine it is. It's a Chinese-made engine. So that's interesting.
It's a Chinese-made engine.
Just now. Well, that's interesting because here's all the engine. You'd figure it'd be on the other plaque, but this little nondescript one, which honestly, it doesn't even look like it belongs. It looks like it was added way after the fact. It's like, oh yeah, we should probably add this little bit of information. Well, at least we've got the manufacturer date, which was 2007. We've got the engine, we've got the oil capacity, and we've got the type of oil. And they're asking for 10W30, so I'm going to have to get some 10W30. I don't usually carry that great oil. So I found...
Yeah, I have that oil now.
Before we even had this information on this engine. And the way I found it was just Google, hoping for the best. Eventually, I found these carburetors. There were a couple of them, so I just sat there and I just matched it up as best as I can. And these are the 3 I came across. Now these two look almost identical. This one, very, very close, except for this grade. Now I misplaced the bowl nut on the original. Don't ask me how. It's been a little over a week since I last took a look at this generator because I had the parts on one.
I still don't know where the bowl nut went.
This one looks nothing like it. As you can see, these two, they're very similar, and you can see the grain. This one apparently, though, is a chain nut. I'm not going to bother using this one. Forget it. There's no point, and these two look exactly the same. The only...
It's funny because if you see the other generator that I just recently worked on, that ETQ 3000 watt, It's almost an identical, actually it's almost a 100% identical copy of this carburetor.
The only difference with these two was the fact that this one here came with some gaskets and this one just came with a fuel line and fuel filter. So I'm going to send this one back and keep this one because the gaskets on the original, they're not in the best of shape. So I'm going to replace the gaskets, put this one on. Then we're going to see if this thing will fire up and run on its own fuel. And if you remember, this gas tank is almost full of fuel. So I need to drain the fuel out and check it to see if it has any water in it, and then get the carburetor on and give this thing a try, see what happens. So if you're wondering, this carburetor, part number X003FVW32F. That particular carburetor, it just comes with a fuel line and a filter. This one, however, different part number, which is X003CCM00H, which just says that it's a carburetor for a PowerMate PWLE0. This particular one comes with 2 filters, a fuel line, and the gasket. This is the one that I'm going to keep. The other ones are going back. So let's get this carburetor on and see if we can get this thing to...
I kept it because it comes with the gaskets, and I wanted to keep the gaskets.
Thing to run. Of course, first things first, let's drain the tank of fuel. So let's get this process started. The one thing I will say, it's just a little bit dark, but I'm not seeing any water pooling or anything. I don't see cloudiness. I don't see why this gasoline won't burn. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drain this out, check the tank, make sure there's no rust or anything like that, which I don't think there is because the tank actually looks very clean, not like this picture here shows.
So that picture that popped up, that one came off of the generator that I had. It was a Homelight 3000 watt generator, and the gas tank was completely rotted out. So that ended up being scrapped.
Its gas tank's really bad, so I'm not too hopeful on that one, but we'll see what happens in the future. So I'm sure this is going to be a few more minutes. I've tilted the generator up so that it drains all the fuel out and there's none really left in the tank. And as soon as it's done, I'll be back. Okay, so it looks like all the fuel is drained for the most part. Oh, there's still a little bit left.
Yes,
okay.
There's still a little bit
So that
left.
looks like about it. Shut off the valve. That's not too bad. But as I said, I don't see any water in here. That's a good sign. It's pretty good. I don't see any reason why this won't work. I may have spoke too soon about the water. It's starting to pool up down here. But I'm wondering if that's just condensation from the inside of the bottle, because that's always possible too, and that just ran down. So either way, I'll separate the water out of this one way or another and just run it through a filter, make sure there's no particulates, and go from there. Let's get this carburetor off and get the new one on. That's weird. It's stuck on, and there we go. It's hanging up on the threads. So as you can see, the gaskets are still on this carburetor, and they're not in very good shape. First, we get this smaller gasket on. We'll get the control lever in and the return spring.
I like how I call it a return spring. It's just an anti-surge spring.
Come on, return spring, cooperate. Oh, not going to be able to with the arm on. There. There we go. Perfect. Next, this gasket, the larger opening. And the air cleaner housing. I'll put the hose in for now, because I haven't picked up a
a replacement as of yet. Although I don't think the hose really matters considering. There we go. It's nice and snugged up. We're going to replace this fuel line.
Obviously, I cut it, so I have to replace
New
it.
fuel line comes with new clamps as well.
I
and I'd
can't
like to put
stand
an
those
inline
clamps.
filter in.
A little bit of WD-40, it helps go on easier.
Just to make it go on easier.
Yeah, I was saying that. Yeah, these ring clamps,
Not
they're
the
not
biggest
my
fan
friend.
of these clamps, to be honest with you. Actually, I think I'm going to replace this clamp with one more like the OEM clamp. I think this one should work just fine. And it does not. There we go. That worked out much better. That should hold just nice. Okay, so I want to put an inline filter, thinking around here. There. Now to get the fuel line on this nub. There we go. Much better. Much better. At least now it'll be filtered coming down. All right, let's get the air filter back on. I'll have to oil this after, so remind me.
No one reminded me, so I never ended up oiling it. But then again, I mean, I still have this generator. It hasn't been used since this video.
I gotta replace these parts. Missing this. And this one, half of it was stripped. Shouldn't be too hard to find something like this with a proper handle. But this should do for now. So I'm going to run a temporary fuel tank off the top with a fuel line just to make sure that this doesn't leak and everything's good. And then we'll try it out. But right now it's raining pretty heavily outside. So as soon as it stops raining, we'll get this generator outside. We'll test it out, see if it runs, see if it generates power. And on top of that, we'll see if it can handle at least 1,000 watts. So I'll see you as soon as the rain stops. And before I forget, let's get this oil change. Okay, 10 mil.
I don't know what it is about these
tight.
generators and really tight oil drain bolts. There's no reason for them to be super tight.
Okay, we'll let that drain out for a few minutes. It's almost like it's frozen in time. Still draining. The picture's not frozen. Now that's some viscous fluid. I think we're getting close to being done. Just gonna tilt it, make sure it all drains out. Now to just clean it a bit and then fill it up with oil. It takes 0.4 liters or 400 mil or this much in Freedom units. Then we'll get it outside and give her a test. So just a quick inspection of the oil, and other than it being dark and a phenomenal mirror, hi guys, it doesn't have anything here that would otherwise concern me.
I don't use this cylinder anymore. It was a little bit too big to be using for filling up lawnmowers. And there it goes spilling out. So you know definitely that there's enough oil in there now.
I would say it's full since it's spilling out. So much for only taking 400 milliliters. Now that that's done, let's get it
400
outside.
milliliters plus.
Now we're outside. Just going to put some
That's-
fuel in the
that's
temporary
the
tank
empty
and turn it over.
completely.
See if she'll start. It's already turned on. So all I got to do is add fuel and pull it.
400 milliliters, yeah, within reason. I mean, that's that's 400 milliliters completely dry. So there's always going to be a little bit left into the sump.
Now that that's done, let's get it outside. Now we're outside. Just going to put some fuel in the temporary tank and turn it over. See if she'll start. It's already turned on. So all I got to do is add fuel and pull it over. Okay, here goes. Turn it on. Fuel's flowing. Choke is on. Only thing left to do, pull it over. Almost. So it says it's rated for 1200 watts. This is a 1500 watt heater. So I'm gonna see if it can handle this on at least medium, which should be about 1200 watts. Why did it die? Can't be out of fuel. Nope.
Yeah, it was out of
maybe it
fuel.
ran out of fuel
Look
because
at
it didn't
this
get down to the carburetor.
terrible fuel line.
All right,
These
so let's
fuel
try it
lines are
again.
just horrid. I stopped buying those. I think it was that one time that I bought those fuel lines, and they were just so bad. I'm like, I can't use these things. So I switched to regular black fuel. Although I do want to get the yellow one. I wanted clear so I could see the fuel inside it. I guess transparent. No, it can't handle it. It could, but this one couldn't. See, if you noticed, there was no governor response. I never noticed that. You didn't actually hear the engine try to ramp back up.
I'll have to get something lighter. This one's too powerful. I'm just going to switch it off for now. All right, let's get this thing started again. So I got my wife's hair dryer rated for 1800 watts.
I got something
At
lighter.
high.
I got something lighter, rated
I'm going to put it at
1800
medium,
watts.
but start it at low, but go no higher than medium.
Yeah, it's just terrible.
Let's try that again.
See? No governor response. It didn't try to rev back up. Yeah, it's not going to do anything turning off that little piddly light bulb. It's only drawing 3 watts.
It's a little high, 76 hertz. See if I can turn it down a little. Out of gas. Well, it ran out of gas, but I just have to adjust the spring tension on the governor to see if I can get it to idle a little bit lower and get that hertz down.
See, I didn't know at the time on how that the governor was actually out of adjustment on this one. I didn't realize that at all. And at this time, I also didn't know how to adjust the governor. Now, I've been trying to get a video put together from this generator on adjusting the governor. So stay tuned for that. But right now, I don't have a gasket to go for the valve cover because I released a short, link down below, of this generator when I had pulled the valve cover to adjust the valves, because I thought, oh, maybe it's the valves that's causing the running issues, not the governor. Little did I know, valves are fine. But yeah, I pulled the valve cover, and of course the gasket got completely destroyed, and it's not the easiest gasket to make, but it is what it is. Anyway, back to the video. It's down because at 71 hertz and 190 volts, that's not good. So let's try it again and see if we can get it running at a little bit better speed. Okay, I'm just going to add some more gasoline to the tank. Okay, so let's start it again. I remember those shoes. They're long enough. I wear my shoes in just to death. There we go. That's where it should be anyway. But you should hear the governor ramp up whenever it gets a load on it. And you don't. You just hear the engine bog down. Might be a bit low. I'm going to try turning it up a bit. Yeah, I can adjust it all I want for speed. It's not going to do anything. Yeah, I turned it on and look how much it just drops. That's it. There's nothing left because the governor's out of alignment. I'm just adjusting the speed of the engine. I'm not actually adjusting the governor. I'm not doing anything else. Yeah, right now the engine's running too fast. I'm just letting the fuel run out in the carb.
Just letting the carburetor run dry.
It's funny seeing that wooden garden box,
Okay, guys.
'cause that's long gone.
So there you have it. She's all running back to normal. Would I recommend one of these? Absolutely not. I mean, if you're just going to be powering a couple
They're
of
not that bad,
lights,
those
not
little
too bad,
generators,
especially if
actually.
you're going camping. But to use it for anything else, not running at those voltages, and not the way this thing runs. But that's the way these cheap generators are, unfortunately. Anyway, guys, see you in the next one.
Yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Let me know what you think down below. I really appreciate also you guys sticking to the end. And if this is not your first time here and you're not subscribed, hopefully this is the video that I've earned your subscription. And also let me know what you guys think. Should I do more reaction videos like this? Reacting to different repairs and stuff like that? I mean, whenever I watch a repair, I can give an idea of how I would have done it, what I would have done differently, or just simply stuff that I didn't know. And every time I've watched whenever I watch repairs, there's a lot of things where I don't know. I see something they do and I'm like, oh, huh, I didn't know that. Anyway, let me know down below what you think, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching.